let me tell you why you should get AWS certified. Do you eat here? Well, guess what? They use AWS every single day. Oh, you probably eat there too. Yeah, they use AWS every single day. You eat there too, don't you? Guess who they use every single day? Nah, but for real though, isn't it cool to know that like pretty much all these fast food places that y'all probably go to every other day or every day, they use AWS? What's going on, y'all? It's your boy LeeK again, and tonight actually, cause it's like 9:37. Tonight, I'm actually gonna be telling y'all how I got AWS certified in just 1 month, and how you can do the exact same thing in just 1 month, or maybe even less time. The first section is gonna be me explaining what the cloud is. The second section is basically just gonna be me talking about the different learning material that I use in prepping for this exam, studying, and also best practices that I used when preparing, as well as when it came time for the exam day. And last but not least, the fourth and final section is just basically going to be my final thoughts and advice that I can give to anyone out there on taking this exam, as well as taking any type of exam. Like, this advice is basically going to be applicable to any type of exam in school, or it's a certification or whatever. Okay, without further ado, let's get started. I don't like to waste time. So let's think about, ways that you probably use the cloud in everyday life that you don't even think about. Okay, so everyone has an email account. More specifically, everybody has a Yahoo Mail account. No, I'm just playing with you. Like, everyone had a Yahoo Mail account, but everyone has a Gmail account. That's right, everybody has a Gmail account. So with the Gmail account, you gotta think like, you get so many messages to your inbox, but the thing is like, the inbox that has all those messages, that data isn't physically stored on your phone. It's basically stored in Google's cloud, and that cloud is really just a server, or whatever you want to call it, a part of a rack in a data center that's somewhere, that basically that's the cloud. It's another location that's going to hold all your information, or all of our information, basically. Let's think about another way that we use the cloud every day that you really probably wouldn't even think about off the top of your head. So 99.9999999% of people have iPhones. I'm so sorry to my Android users. Please don't hate me for this. But with the iPhone, you have iCloud, right? And it's called iCloud for a reason. The thing is like, when you run out of space on your device, as I'm sure all of us do, we're taking so many photos, so many selfies. I mean, come on, you look good. You want to look at yourself all day. Like, who doesn't do that? I mean, we all do that, right? No, I'm just playing. But it's like, everybody, you got all these photos and stuff like that. So eventually you're going to run out of space, right? You're going to run out of space, and you're going to need more space. And you may have gotten that message from iCloud saying, would you like to upgrade your storage? Now, basically, would you like to upgrade your storage? Like, is that what you want to do? Because if you don't do it, then basically, you're gonna have to delete some stuff. Cloud basically solves that problem. The cloud extends your storage to a place that's not, you don't have to physically worry about it. You just have access to that thing wherever it is. Alright, so now let's get into the second section, which is basically gonna be me talking about how I got AWS certified. So the first time that I went for this exam, it was actually the AWS Certified Developer exam, and I was like in the summer of 2022. So during that time period, I was in between jobs. Like, I was actually leaving my job and joining a new company, which is my current company I'm at now. So I actually had some time to learn some things, and just like try to get a certification at least. So during that time, I basically just kept studying and trying to like go through the slides, but I got on to work way quicker than I expected, so I kind of had to drop all the AWS stuff. Fast forward months later, I'm in between projects at my new company, so I got time to study for a cert. And thank goodness that my company advocates for you going for certifications in between projects. The reasons that I chose to go the solutions architect route was because, for one, I saw that it was like the most popular AWS certification amongst the board, even more so than the professional certifications. For two, I just knew that, me coming from a developer background, I wanted to expand my knowledge. I didn't want to be a one-trick pony. You should never be a one-trick pony. You should never be a kitchen knife. you should always be a Swiss Army knife. So again, like it's like mid-December, mid to beginning December. I'm basically started from scratch with learning solutions architect, but I had like a lot of knowledge from the developer studying that I did this summer. So, you know, it wasn't too hard for me to catch up to speed. Fast forward, I'm studying, I'm taking practice exams, I'm getting beat down by the practice exams, and it finally came for my exam day, January 15th, 2023. So when the exam day came, I basically took my exam and I took it through Pearson VUE, so I took it right here where you're seeing me. And I got an A63 out of 1,000, and I will post my exam score probably right here. I'll post that right here. Just making sure that this is the right spot I want it to go in. But yeah, I got an A63 out of 1,000, which I was very proud of myself for, because like the practice exams was so nerve-wracking, because it's just like, damn bro, like I'm not getting this shit. Like it's just like crazy, like yo, like what the heck. When it came time for the exam, I showed out. And so the minimum passing score that you need for this exam is actually a 720 out of 1,000, which is basically just a low C. So there were 3 main teachers that I used and studied for this exam. The first one was Stefan Merrick, the second one was Adrian Cantrell, and the third one was John Bonzos. Getting into Stefan Merrick. Stefan Merrick is a really good teacher. He's somebody that's going to break things down for you ABC. You know, he's going to make it really easy to understand. And for people that are coming from a non-technical background, I actually think Stefan Merrick is the best choice for you. Seriously. Just the way he explains things is just like, you don't get bored. Like, he's not like that professor from like the movie who's like, Mueller, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's not like him. Like, he's like, he talks very fast, like, and that's the thing, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you somebody that, like, you want to just hurry up, you want to get through this boring stuff, he's definitely the one to go for. So where you can find his content is actually on Udemy. Udemy is basically a website where it has so many, like, so much learning content that you can learn from, tech related, other stuff. But you know, me, I stick to the dev related stuff, so I would look up like React stuff on Udemy. I would look up like Python data science stuff, which I actually do a lot. But going back to Stefan, it's like he's got all his courses on Udemy, and the thing is like if you catch his courses when there's a discount, like an 80% discount, you can actually get the price down from like $80 something to like 18 or something like that, which is a bless. I'm telling y'all gotta really rock with Stefan. If you're someone where it's like you hate watching lectures, you hate information being dragged out, and you hate people talking like, you need to go with Stefan Merrick. I'm telling you, it's worth the money. He's a great guy. He's got a great personality, and you will not be bored for 1 second. Now let's talk about Adrian Cantrell. So both Adrian Cantrell and Stefan Merrick are both great teachers. However, I feel like the way they approach teaching and the way their lectures are structured are very different. So Stefan's is kind of just like, you know, it's pretty straightforward, the sections, and you know, it's a good amount of content within there. I think it's like roughly 20 some hours of content, whereas Adrian's is about roughly double that. And the reason Adrian's is double that is like he's not only got AWS content, but he's got other content even before the AWS content. Adrian goes the extra mile in actually trying to teach you about different types of things that you would need, you know, basically to know going into these exams, like networking knowledge, basic networking knowledge, the 7 layers of the internet, you know, like things like that, where it's like if those gaps in your knowledge, like if there are gaps, it's like you're gonna have a tough time basically going through these exams. So when I said Stefan Merrick breaks things down in the ABCs for you, Adrian Cantrell, like, I mean, goodness gracious, like he's got like a storyboard of just like, you know, Sally went to the store, and then Sally met Bob, and then Bob went to the, I mean, I'm trying to explain it. It's just like, man, he gets in depth. He's going to go super in depth with all his videos. The content is longer. The labs are more extensive. But the work that you put into that course, if you actually get through Adrian Cantrell's course and you actually don't skip anything, you don't skim anything, I promise you, you will come out like basically a guru. The third guy that I used to study is John Bonzos. John Bonzos is actually the creator of Tutorials Dojo, and I think he's based out in the Philippines. I think. I might be wrong on that. If I'm wrong, I want to annotate it in the video. You know, he's got so many tutorials, as the name implies. He's got practice exams. And this is the thing with his practice exams. With John Bonzo's practice exams, he really takes the time to tell you why you're wrong. When you're wrong, you need to know why you're wrong, okay? I'm talking about, like, if you're taking an exam and you got questions wrong, like, listen, if you're someone where it's just like, you know, you think you're super smart or you should know something, it's like you got an ego or something like that, let it go. That's and John Bonzo's, like, his whole thing with Tutorials Dojo is like he's got so much content on there that tells you like the right answer, why it's right, which is so important. And he even has links to AWS documentation. It almost feels as if John Bonzo's Tutorials Dojo content is an extension of AWS's own content on their website. If you're someone where you're like pressed for time, right? Or you feel like, you know what, I can get information thrown at me quickly, and I feel like if there's a good deal of stuff that I have to go look and research for my own self outside of the course, I'm cool with that. Then you probably want to go with Stefan Merritt. If you're someone where it's just like, yo, you want to learn everything inside and out, like you want to see the gears behind the clock, right? You want to see how the gears make the clock turn. You need to go with Adrian Cantrell. I recommend combining either Stefan Merritt and John Bonzo's, both their learning content, or you combine Adrian Cantrell and John Bonzo's. Okay, so let's get into time management strategies when taking the exam. So when you're taking this exam, just like any exam, you want to pace yourself to make sure that, you know, you're not rushing yourself and you don't want to pressure yourself to, like, you know, answer a question in the moment. That has got to be, or that was one of my biggest Achilles heels, like going through college, going through school, feeling like, okay, I've got to just put something on the paper right now. A lot of times, if you just leave something blank or, you know, just flag it for review and then you do other problems, you'll gain some type of insight or intuition from doing the other problems. So when you go back to the problem that you left blank, you're going to be like way more sharper when you're trying to answer it. So with these questions, let me tell you, a lot of them are going to have so much filler in them, it's not even funny. What's up, guys? So I figured I'd show you guys in the browser just basically, you know, some examples of some questions. So what I'm actually showing you right now is, or they are, my Notion notes. I don't know if you know, but Notion is an app that, you know, you can use to basically, like, you know, record like all your notes, like all your note taking. So my camera's blocking it, but there's like this drop down and it'll have like all your notes, and as you can see, like I have all my AWS stuff like organized. So I got Stefan Merritt's associate course right here, I got Adrian Cantrell's associate course right here, and I got John Bonzo's Tutorials Dojo's notes right here. I don't know if you guys can see that or not, but I'm like hitting the toggles. So this is just like a sample question. So an e-commerce application is using a fan-out messaging pattern for its order management system. For every order, it sends an Amazon SNS message to an SNS topic, and the message is replicated and pushed to multiple Amazon SQS queues for parallel asynchronous processing. I'm trying to prove a point here. A Spot EC2 instance retrieves the message from each SQS queue and processes the message. There was an incident that while an EC2 instance is currently processing a message, the instance was abruptly terminated and the processing was not completed in time. In this scenario, what happens to the SQS message? So, yeah, I had to speed that up because it was just so much, but it's just like, you kind of get the idea. So, get into the third section. It's basically going to be me just telling y'all the different types of exams that you can take and, you know, like which one you should go for, basically. Okay, so let's take a look at these different types of exams. So the most basic one you could take is the Cloud Practitioner one. That's this one right here that I'm putting my mouse over. On to the Associate. The Associate is the one that I went for, right? So I went for the Solutions Architect. That's the one I'm hovering my mouse over, right? And so they recommend 1 year of experience solving problems and implementing solutions, yada, yada, yada. Then you got the Professional Certifications, and they only have 2 currently, which is the Solutions Architect and the DevOps Engineer Professional. So I have a pretty good analogy, I think, of trying to explain the difficulty level of the practitioner level, the associate level, as well as the professional level. So if you want to go in for the Cloud Practitioner AWS certification exam, I would say the difficulty level is pretty much, you know, you need to know the name of the song. That's right. And just imagine, I just started playing a song and music came on and he was like, oh, that's the name of that song. So the difficulty level with associate, you need to know the name of the song as well as the lyrics. That's right. You need to know the name of the song as well as the lyrics. For the professional level, you need to know the name of the song as well as the lyrics and what the lyrics mean if they have any deeper meaning. On some like genius annotation type stuff. Now for the fourth and final section, which is my final thoughts and advice. Okay, so honestly speaking, you know, anybody can take this exam and pass with flying colors. It's a lot of information, but honestly speaking, it's just a lot of information, especially if you're going for the solutions architect exam. Like there's gonna be things that you have to know, you have to use your intuition and be like, oh no, that's definitely the better choice than this one. But if you really grinding, if you really putting in that work and just like hours at a time, just like, you know, just putting in the studying time, like you're gonna get it, yo. Like you're gonna get it. You're gonna, if you keep taking the practice exams and doing better on the practice exams, you're gonna eventually do good on the final exam. Just be consistent, set a plan for yourself. You know, if you know that you want to get at least 2 hours a day, or maybe you want to get 2 hours for 3 days out of the week. Make that plan for yourself. And actually, I'm going to show you the planner that I use for studying for AWS. I take you to any.do. That's the name of this website. Any.do. So any.do is basically like a scheduling, planning type of website or web app that you can use that basically allows you to plan out your week or your next 7 days. And for me, I feel like this is like super like dope because, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm somebody where like if I look at like all the calendar days in front of me, I kind of get like not overwhelmed, but just like, damn, I gotta worry about that. Oh yeah, that's right, that's coming up. I'm somebody where it's just like I like to see what's right in front of me, like what's on my plate for the next 5 days. You know what I mean? Like that helps me just like laser focusing on stuff way more. Oh, this is basically me saying begin recording intro to programming, variables and functions, which is another video I'm going to do. But I put that here to show you that, hey, I wanted to do this today. I didn't get to the goal today, but I'm going to move it to tomorrow. Don't make that a habit though. Not with studying for this exam. Don't do that. So this is another cool thing with any.do. Like you can actually like have tags, you know what I mean? Like color coded tags. So for me, priority means like, hey, I got to get this done. And this is actually kind of like contradictory because I didn't get this done. So that has basically been how I got AWS certified and how you can too in just 1 month or less. And let me tell y'all something again, not even just with this certification, but with any certification in life, with any test that you have, yo, it's like go all out. Yo, it's real challenging. People saying that this joint hard, like lose that mentality, lose that loser mentality, go hard. You know what I'm saying? You got one life, right? Why have one life and just be like, ah, that's hard, oh, that's difficult, oh, that's doing too much? Like, no, do the most. You know what I'm saying? Like, be about your business. Seriously, like take this stuff serious and, you know, it'll take you far. And I'm not just talking about this certification, but I'm just talking about anything you do in life. You need to put your foot into it. You need to give it your all. You need to give it your effort. I just feel like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, like, I don't know, I'm just passionate about really working hard. You know what I'm saying? That's just me. So I feel like, you know, if you put in that time, you put in that work, you know, the grind gonna show. As always, more love, less hate.